Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. The best way is... If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know? I want to tell you guys something. What's going on right now is California's trying to... My name is Ben. Better freaking chill, Rocco. Oh my gosh, it's time. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto than Hola, Sister Crypto. Hola! Guys, I tried to tell him yesterday on this show, live on this show yesterday, I tried to tell him the game was not going to be close. I tried to worst blowout. Did you know that's the biggest blowout in bowl history? Not just championship game history. Well, you know the only reason they scored 7 points? Did you watch any of the game?
No.
Blown coverage. We blew coverage in the first quarter. The guy was wide open. He should have walked in the end zone, but they still struggled to score. So you know what?
Unacceptable.
Shout out to TCU. They're fans. I feel very bad for them. Just like I felt bad for the Ohio State fans. I feel bad for y'all because ran into a buzzsaw. Georgia Bulldogs. Let's go. Back-to-back champs. Undefeated season. Next season, boom, we're going for the trifecta. The back-to-back-to-back. Has not been done in college football in a long, long time. You know who else has never done it? The Alabama Cardinal Tide. You're not going to do it again next year.
I think that's called a three-peat.
Three-peat?
When do you become a
those.
dynasty? How many do you have to win to get a dynasty?
Three. Yeah, three's a dynasty. Yeah. So, hey, could have been Buckeyes. We almost feel gold.
How was it down there with all the flooding in California? Did you run into any of that?
It was insane. Like walking back to my rental car, it was like I was walking through, I don't know, an ocean. Like I was soaked from head to toe. It was crazy. So SoFi Stadium, it's got like that really cool covering. The rain was blowing so hard, it was raining in the stadium. I kid you not.
Yeah.
In the stadium.
Yeah. I have family down there and they're saying it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's really bad over there. So, but you know what? We made it through and we won and we're victorious. So go Dogs. Okay, let's go ahead and move on here. All right, guys. My name is Ben. Come to you live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They will come to you 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We call it Vegas time.
Vegas time. So, boys, what we got on the docket today?
We have a lot on the docket today. So we're going to be talking about the VIX. We're going to be talking about Coinbase. We're going to be talking about big layoffs at Coinbase, by the way. Winklevoss, another open letter to remove Barry Silbert from DCG.
Ooh, that's getting juicy.
Also, some XRP news. The Flare token airdrop just happened to all the XRP holders.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. And so without further ado, let's get right into it.
Flare and tchotchkes. You need Flare and tchotchkes?
No.
Guys, let's go ahead. Let's get started here on the CoinMarketCap or whatever site this is. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's market cap.
Yeah, CoinMarketCap. I really botched this up because there was a better site and I botched it up big time.
Shame on you.
22,250 cryptos. They told you that there would be less cryptos, but there's more. I told you there would be more. 535 exchanges, 854 billion in market cap, which is pretty good, all things considered, if you ask me. All right, and we got 24-hour volume at $38.2 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 39.1%, still going down. Look at that ETH dominance, 19.1 ski. Who saw that coming? 19. All right, I don't know what CoinMarketCap is doing here. That was a watch list. I have nothing I'm watching. Bitcoin coming in at $17,304. Ethereum at 1330. Anything standing out to you guys about what's going on in this market right now?
I guess ETH being up 10% in 7 days is pretty big.
Yeah.
I do actually have an ETH chart here pulled up real quick.
Well, let's check it out.
I can swap over. So this is ETH on the daily. And so I got two lines drawn. One, it looks like a line of support. And the level I'd be looking at if it does draw back to this line would be right around $1,208. And then we have this downtrending line as well that's going to be resistance as we move up. And that price target for this one is right around $1,374 or $1,383. And so will we hit it? So what you typically want to see with breakouts is you want to see a move above this line, make support on top of it, and then go. Will we get rejected and come back down to $1,200? Will we be range bound between this 1208 and 1383 and see the Bollinger Bands constrict and volatility start to creep up? Who knows? What's your kind of thoughts, Ben, as far as the ETH price? You think we're going to break above this 1380 and keep going upwards, or you think we're going to be range bound?
I think we're going to be we're going to double range it. We're going to hit the top. We're going to hit the bottom, and then we go break out to the top. Like I said, coming. Look, guys, these moves that not just Ethereum but Bitcoin is making, like over the last week or so, they've been really predictable. I've been crushing the market with the leverage trading. Today's leverage trading brought to you by BitGet. Thanks. But in all seriousness, let me tell you what I did last night. Of course, now look, I would never advocate 49x leverage trading while you're driving in a flash flood home to Las Vegas
Jesus Christ.
from Georgia Bulldog National Championship back to back. What I will tell you is I did exactly that last night. I've been running 50x. I've been running 50x with like a $15 stop loss, because the moves that Bitcoin has been making and Ethereum as well, like they've been so exact on these ranges that like when you feel like the momentum's going one way and you bet on it going that way, if it goes the other way, it's going the other way. So a $15, Bitcoin has been sitting so still. I've never seen anything like it before, where it will literally sit in a 50-cent range for 10 minutes sometimes.
It's a stable coin.
It's a stable. Now, some people are saying, let me get your, and guys, 50x is way too dangerous. I lied. I did not do 50x. I'm doing 49x. David.
It's better.
It's like a true story. You know, I was up 0.07 BTC. And I took the profits. I market closed.
I'm just curious, how long are your trades open? I would assume it's no more than 30 minits. I mean,
yeah, that's probably about right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's been going the right way. And you know what? You just take the profits. I was up 0.07 BTC and I market closed it. You know how much profit I walked away with?
$20.
0.015. Less, about 20% of my profit I walked away with because I market closed it.
That's
Freaking
pretty
idiot. Never do that again. So stupid. I should just remove the stop loss. But what I want to know is if like people are saying that potentially that the reason we're seeing Bitcoin sit like a stable coin is because the market manipulators are out of the market. Very interesting point, because I've never seen anything like this before. Have you?
No. And just to go to your point, well, I guess we'll go with that later, but I was going to show the quarterly gains. But that is an interesting point. Does that mean, I've always asked the question, if Alameda wasn't short in the market and doing what they were doing, would 69K have been the top?
I don't think so. I
don't think so either. What would it have been? And so what is it going to look like now moving forward? Are we done with the manipulators? I don't know. Are we?
Well, people would say that Sam Bankman-Fried's hatred for me started very early, and he wanted to see Bitcoin not get to 100K to make me look bad.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what we're going to blame him. We're going to blame Sam for literally everything.
That makes
for
sense.
the rest, for the future of crypto, Sam will get blamed for everything. Bitcoin goes down, Sam's fault. Bitcoin sits still, Sam's fault. Bitcoin goes up, Sam's fault. What do you think?
That'd be a good fault, though.
You know, we've also had interesting conversations on our channel in regards to the perhaps that Sam Bankman-Fried would actually make it to court. You have any inclination that you think that's a possibility? Now, he's disregarded the advice of his lawyers by going on his little media tirade, and the lawyers are just like, "Yo, shut up," and he's just like, "I got this." And so, do you think it's possible that his lawyers are telling him like, "Yo, take a plea deal," and maybe he's hard-headed and he's like, "Yo, I got this," in the same way? What do you think?
No, I don't believe so. I believe you're wrong. Guys, smash that like button. Smash that like. Why is it that I get in the studio and just want to be so ridiculous? Smash that like button. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to Cincinnati Crypto, by the way. After the show, make sure to head on over there. You guys are live streaming later today?
We are.
Yeah, you going to join us?
I can't. Got to go to the airport.
Flying out.
Yeah, flying out, in and out. Here's what I'll say about that. Guys, he didn't take a plea deal right now, but he's going to take one in the future. So do you know what is predictable, how awesome this is? Rereading already? Don't know what you're talking about there. Where are you rereading? Please let me know. Do you know what is predictable, how awesome this is? Rereading, or I read it twice, so I guess he was correct. But the point here is I don't think that he's going to take a plea deal. The reason why he did not take a deal originally, he went not guilty, is to give his attorneys more time. to work out a better deal. They're trying to figure out what kind of leverage he has. Dan Friedberg also has flipped as well. So it's a little strange because we don't know who he has leverage on. Is it DCG? Is it Tether? Is it Sam's parents that he has leverage on? We don't know, but for Dan to get a deal, it's got to be really, really big. So I just don't know who Sam is going to rat out unless it's outside of FTX completely.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a big fish. What are your thoughts?
Like a Gary Gensler kind of guy.
Ooh, Gary Gensler.
Since we're on FTX and people ratting.
And not to
Oh,
mention,
he's rereading my book. Oh, you already read Get You Into Crypto. That's great. Appreciate it.
Also, he could be flipping on other major players in blockchain in our crypto space because, being that, he was the second largest, FTX was the second largest exchange before it collapsed. Obviously, these exchanges borrow and send money from one another quite frequently, so they're working. You had Binance as an early investor in FTX. And then all of the shenanigans that happened with the tokens that listed through Alameda and their market makers. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some collusion with some major players, some big names in the crypto space. And, I don't think Sam Bankman-Fried is going to go down quietly. I think he's going to pull as many people as he can, use leverage for anyone that helped him facilitate any illegal activities. And so, yes, he's going to squeal like a pig.
Yeah, I tell you what, we just got breaking news here. Breaking news. Another Chapter 11 has been filed. TCU Horned Frogs. What?
They're restructuring, okay?
They're trying to do a reorg.
It's a Chapter
They're trying to do a reorg. They don't want to dump the CEO. They think he's good. The quarterback, they thought he was good too for last night.
If they're that bad, how do they make it to the channel? I don't follow.
Okay, they're not that bad. TCU is a good team, okay? We play a different kind of football in the SEC. And Ohio State's brand of football plays very well against ours. Not that we would lose to them ever in reality, but it's similar to our style. It's throw the ball, it's defense, it's defensive line pressure. TCU just plays like normal football, what a lot of these college teams do, which is just run the ball, and then maybe you might get a busted coverage down the field. They never had a shot in this game. I'm really sorry, TCU. Horned Frogs.
Like an Army-Navy game.
Yeah, like an Army-Navy game.
Since we're on the topic of FTX and people ratting. Well, one of our news stories we're covering today is Nishad Singh, who was a lead engineer. He is eyeing a deal with the Southern District of New York prosecutors. I met with U.S. federal prosecutors to discuss a cooperation deal last week, as Bloomberg reported. The ex-chief coder at FTX was the latest and third member of SBF's inner circle to engage investigators over a possible plea deal. Details. So now sources. Citing sources familiar with the matter, details on Sam's donations to political candidates were reportedly discussed by Singh and U.S. federal prosecutors. Indeed, Singh's testimony could prove key in proving or discrediting charges of campaign finance violation filed with the fallen FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried.
That's an interesting line. Read that line one more time, or let me read it one more time. Indeed, Singh's testimony could prove key in proving or discrediting charges.
Yeah.
What? Why would they do a deal to disprove a charge? That defeats the purpose, right? Like, aren't they going after, like, they want criminality here? They don't,
I mean, do they?
I think that they do. Yeah. I mean, we're going to bring in this guy and he's going to say, oh, no, all the donations are great. They're great. No problems. It's going to be very fascinating to see what happens here with the political donations, the bribery, the fraud charges, the campaign finance charges. We're going to see a lot of hearings on this in Washington over the next few years, 2 years specifically. And, look, everybody can't cut a deal, though. Everyone cannot cut a deal because that defeats the purpose. Like, who's going down? If Sam does a plea deal, Dan's got a plea deal, Nishad's got a plea deal, Caroline's got a plea deal, Gary Wong has a plea deal, who's left? That's pretty much the whole scam. Sam Trabucco. Sam Trabucco's not. Where's he at? Where's Sam?
He's
in Maine. He's in Maine moose hunting, I think.
Lobster hunting.
Lobster hunting.
You think it's possible we get some kind of policy change when it comes to campaign donations simply from this? You think it could cause a ripple effect or shakeup, or you think politics is going to stay politics?
I don't think so.
Politics is going to stay politics. I mean, look, guys, saying that FTX or what is responsible for financial improprieties when it comes to politics would be like saying that, FTX is to blame for Bitcoin, or Bitcoin, and the price is solely based on FTX. Like, there's not that big of a connection. Like, an exchange is not crypto. An exchange is not Bitcoin. Campaign finance or campaign donations, like, that's not, has nothing to do with crypto. It just is related because that's what they were doing with the money. But the problem is, what is that comment? What a weird comment down there.
It's a
very strange comment. Okay. What I would say though is, I expect there is probably some regulation coming out of this FTX stuff though, that we're potentially going to be working on. Just got the news. Looks like we're going to get funding for it. We're big news, right? Like, you have Steph Curry, Tom Brady, Shaq, right? Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
These guys are celebrity endorsers, and they're being sued right now.
Yeah.
Could they promote crypto? Could they promote cryptocurrency exchanges? We don't know. Can I promote a cryptocurrency exchange? Who knows? What can we not do in crypto? Influencer regulation coming. That's what I'll tell you guys.
Well, that was
probably by the end of the year.
That's been in the in the MiCA bill in Europe too, as far as people talking about, or essentially influencers in our space. We'll see if the US follows.
Is that influencers in our space or celebrity endorsers, or is it?
Well, I don't know how far it goes. Does it go to the celebrities and the people who have a platform that talk about it, or is it just those people who, I don't know, how do you identify a celebrity, right?
I know. None of us know what anyone's supposed to be doing in this space, and that's why everybody's susceptible. Gary Gensler come in and just, all of a sudden say, "Oh, you weren't supposed to talk about that. You should have known. It was in writing. Everybody knew. You should have read the Securities Act of 1933 before computers were invented. You should have known. These security laws we have are really great." No, Gary, they're not. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But are we getting an audio book for the book? I believe so. I believe that we are. So you guys understand, we're with a real publishing company. We are not self-published. So the way that works is you go, once the book launches, which will be the 12th, next week, it's this Thursday. This Thursday is the publish date.
2 days.
Once it launches, then the audiobook details will be based upon those sales. So yeah, we should be doing one. I mean, I think we're hitting bestseller list from everything I see. So
you plan on going different languages too?
Sí, señor.
Hola. Hey Ben, I know
Jack King. Stop talking about my freaking quarterback. That's what I'll tell you.
So yesterday we opened up the club. All right. So if you're not familiar how that works, so we like to set certain viewer limit thresholds that we cross. Mm-hmm. So is there a certain threshold that you would like to see us get over? Right now we are at 3,500 viewers.
Well, it's got to get up.
What do you think? Like 4,500?
No, 5,000? We got to break 5. We got to break 5.
So if we break 5,000 viewers live, we'll open up the club.
Yeah, we'll open up the club.
All right.
So guys, all you gotta do is hit that like button. It's the number one thing you can do to bring more people in here so you can get to the club. Who likes to go to the club? Everybody likes to go to the club. So we're gonna go open it up a little bit later once we get over 5,000. Make sure to smash that like button. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner screen, more action, more options. You react like this video. If you're on mobile, make sure to exit out of the live chat. Hit the like button.
And then go back into the live chat.
And go back in. See, my people know. My people. David's my people. David's my people. All right, what we got next?
All right, let's talk about volatility. Let's talk about the VIX. So why the VIX could predict a 20% Bitcoin and cryptocurrency rally. This is sourced from newsbtc.com. Thomas Lee was a managing partner and head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, outlined in a recent CNBC interview why the VIX, which essentially is a volatility index, will become an important indicator for equity markets and possibly Bitcoin in the coming months. The VIX is future-oriented, meaning that it only shows the implied volatility for the next 30 days. The rule of thumb is, if the VIX increases, the S&P is likely to decrease, and if the VIX value decreases, the S&P is likely to remain stable or increase. He does expect a 20% rally for the S&P this year. I actually have a chart where I got the VIX on here plotted against Bitcoin, and you can kind of see they're saying, all right, the S&P is inversely correlated to the VIX. Well, so is Bitcoin. Yeah. Anytime we've seen the rise of the VIX here, so you have Bitcoin in orange and you have the VIX in the candles. Anytime you see a rise in the VIX, you see a drop in Bitcoin and vice versa. And so now that the VIX is dipping, you can see we're kind of on this uptrend here on Bitcoin. And by the way, this is on the daily chart. So what are your thoughts? Do you think this whole VIX thing is all overplayed, or are you kind of sharing the same sentiment as the person who wrote this article?
Well, man, this hits you right in the face, like some Vicks vapor rub in the late '90s at a rave party.
I still
in
use
Atlanta. Just saying. Look, I think that when I look at this chart, what do I see? I see a very stable Bitcoin over the last couple months. How long does that go back? All the way to November?
So here, this is 1 year.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
January to January.
But I'm talking about the last volatility part. That there is no volatility.
No.
Probably the end of November and on, like Bitcoin has basically been a stable coin.
Just 3 months.
We get a $100 move, and it's like, what the heck? So I think, look, when you're looking for a correlation between things, you're going to always find times where things are correlated, when they're inversely correlated, and when they're totally not correlated. So I think that right now, if you're looking at the chart, there doesn't seem to be a lot of correlation over the last 2 or 3 months, I would say, because obviously price has been like a stable coin, and the VIX has moved up and down a little bit. I think what we're really looking for is we're really looking for that U shape. Who's looking for that U shape?
Yeah.
What is the U? People say a V shape recovery. No, that's not what we're gonna get. In crypto, we get U shape recoveries. If you go back to 2019, go back to December 2018 until March of 2019, you find the U recovery. And I think right now we're seeing the same thing. Man, I'm telling you, every day I feel more confident that this bottom is in.
I think when it comes to the VIX, you have when it was more correlated, like when you say, in the last 3 months. Right now, I think the people that are here are really hardcore crypto people, and I don't think they're shaken out by the VIX. I don't think they're going to move their position simply because of the stock market move. Now, I do think that in the past, when you had a lot of retail and experienced traders, they were more inclined to look at the more macro conditions, freak out, sell Bitcoin, or FOMO in the same way that the markets were doing in Wall Street. So I do think with the exodus of retail, probably more indicative of less volatility, at least compared to the VIX.
Well, I really wonder, it's what we were talking about earlier, about the market manipulators out there. They're gone.
Yeah.
What do you think? You didn't really answer the question. You asked us the question. You didn't answer it. Do you think it's because
can't handle the truth?
Do you think it's because these manipulators are gone? Like, is this what we're going to see more slow and steady Bitcoin?
Well,
there could be a bunch of it. Could be that and the combination of the lack of retail.
Would you like to see a more stable,
you know what I really liked?
slow Bitcoin?
I really liked how you threw it to me, David.
And then Robin took it?
You said, Ben, I really want your opinion on this. You never answer the question. And then Robin comes in with the answer.
That's right.
Man, I tell you what. Look, here's what I believe. I believe that there's a lot of manipulation on the market, but there's something very strange. There's something very, very, very strange. As you guys know, we have affiliates here at BitBoy Crypto. Almost everybody's got affiliates, right? People sign up for trading sites, sign up for BitGet, sign up for Femex, sign up for Bybit, whatever. And we get a percentage of those trading fees.
Oh my God, you're shilling. I'm kidding.
Sign up today, BitGet. Bitty boy. Look, so what this means is this gives us actually a really interesting insight into the market. Because since we get a percentage of people's trading fees for life, and I don't know what it is, like 50% of the trading fees, 25% of the trading fees, depends on the site, is that we're able to track volume of traders in our community.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's been a lot of help to me because you hear the whole market's fake, right? The market is fake. It's 100% fake. And there's a lot of manipulation we know. However, the volume drops that we've had over this last 3 months, it exactly matches our community's traders' volume. It like a day that the trading volume is down 50% when it was hovering around 40, 50 billion. And all of a sudden it dropped to 25. Our affiliates dropped in half. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Because you would think if the majority of the market was fake, like everybody says it is,
Right.
that if FTX just totally removed all their market manipulation and the volume dropped 50%, then you would think that in reality, our traders percentage would drop a lot more than that, But it's not. Our traders match exactly what the market is. And it's been that way for, 2 years now. And so it's been very fascinating to watch because I don't believe that we're seeing Bitcoin as a stable coin because there's a lack of market manipulating going on. I don't think so. I think that really what it is that people are very hesitant to make moves right now because everybody's telling you the bottom is not in and macro is going to be so bad and it's going to go down to $7,000 or $3,000 or whatever it is. So many people are pushing that and talking about that. That when prices get to points where they should be bought up very quickly, people aren't really moving in the market. And you're having people slowly scaling in. I think we're seeing a lot of dollar cost averaging, which if you take dollar cost averaging and you say, let's say there's 17 million people in crypto dollar cost averaging. I have no idea if that number is even close to accurate. I'm just guessing. If there's 17 million people, they're dollar cost averaging into, let's say, Bitcoin over a 1 month period, then that spreads those buys out a pretty good bit. Nobody seems to be taking a bait. There's no number that Bitcoin has hit where it hits it and be like, I'm selling them out. Or, man, great. Or, this is definitely where I want to go in at. People are hesitant to move because we're not at the numbers people thought that we were going to get to. And I said, when the bear market really hit here, or when we were heading towards what I thought was the bottom, pay more attention to the time frame, less attention to the price. Because that's what we've seen throughout these markets is when the time frame is right, you go in. And the time frame was right in November and December. Now we're in January. You're getting close to the end of the U-shape. I think we're about to see the turn up probably in the next 5 weeks.
So there was no shortage of people claiming that they're going to refinance their house when Bitcoin got under 20,000 at the height of the market. And
we can't refinance the house. The interest rates are too high.
That is true. Yeah.
$3,000. That was the number. Back in 2018, everybody said they were going to mortgage their house or refinance them.
Someone from the community brought up a good point. They said, brought up DCG and Grayscale, and you don't think that would have pushed Bitcoin down to, let's say, 12, 14K? DCG goes belly up?
It's baked in. It's baked in.
You think it's baked in?
It's baked in. Everybody expects this to happen.
Okay.
This way. None of the other moves, Celsius, Voyager, Terra Luna, Theros Capital, FTX, BlockFi, none of those were baked in because nobody knew they were coming. Genesis has been baked in for about the last 6 weeks. That's all we've been hearing about. It's just going under, it's going under, it's going under. So now that it's potentially going under, it's like, oh, okay, cool. What do we do now? Now, if it affected the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust,
different.
They had to get rid of the trust. That could be something that definitely would change things, I think. But did my video come out last night? My Silvergate video?
I did not see it, or at least I didn't get a notification.
Let me look, because I haven't seen anybody making fun of my jacket today. So, so I'm a little confused about this. Here. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Maybe it didn't.
Robin's looking it up right now.
Oh yes,
yeah,
it is.
While Robin looks it up, Ben, would you like to talk about one of our favorite people, Jerome Powell?
Oh man, I love JP.
JP had a press conference today. Well, not a press, well, more like a panel. And you know what he talked about?
What's up?
Climate change.
Oh,
yeah. So the Fed is not a climate policymaker, says Jerome Powell, who spent 40 minutes talking about probably not really nothing. The Federal Reserve has only a narrow role regarding climate change risks to make sure banks understand and manage the financial risks associated with warming temperatures, the central bank's Jerome Powell said on Tuesday. He said, quote, without explicit congressional legislation, it would be inappropriate for us to use our monetary policy or supervisory tools to promote a greener economy or to achieve other climate-based goals. The Fed chairman did not discuss the outlook for the U.S. economy or monetary policy in his prepared remarks. So he's pretty much saying, you want to push forward this green economy, blah, blah. Don't look to us to turn the money printers back
on. What level of scientist is he? Do we know?
I think he has a PhD.
PhD.
I'm pretty sure.
In what? Epidemiology?
No. He's a bot. He was a botanist.
Changer?
Yeah, he's a.
Everybody's an expert on everything these days, aren't they? In the government.
Well, Sam was an expert on C-19 and protocols.
He was, if you remember. He was an expert.
That's what he met with Joe Biden.
Tell me you saw that White House press. Did you see it?
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks that. But look, I don't understand why, when it comes to the Fed here, that I don't think they're going to have a choice when the money printer gets turned back on.
Amen.
I think it's going to be handed down to them politically. So by the end of this year, I think this thing's going to be back on. When I thought it was going to be Q1 of 2024, they're going to turn back on. This Michael Burry tweet with his guess of what's going to happen with the money printer getting turned back on about mid-year. I just think it's going to be right. I think that basically they're going to try to say it's not a recession, not a recession, not a recession, not a recession, even though 90% of people think it's a recession. And then all of a sudden they're going to rug pull and put that money printer on halfway through the year.
You know what I think is going to kick off the money printer? Is the Fed supplementing Treasury liquidity, Treasury security liquidity. You have countries like China, Russia, and India buying a crap load of gold. They're taking U.S. Treasury securities off their balance sheet. And the Fed has come out and said, after Janet Yellen said, we might have some liquidity issues in the treasuries market, the Fed literally the next day came out and said, we will provide the liquidity if we have to. And so I think moving forward, you got the whole BRICS thing. You got these guys, India, Russia, China, Iran, trying to get Saudi Arabia off the petrodollar. If that starts to happen and these countries' balance sheets are more towards commodities or BRICS or whatever it is and away from treasury securities, and it negatively affects the treasuries market, I think the Fed's going to have no choice but to turn the money printers back on and throw some of those.
Every year you get some kind of headline event on the global level, whether it's some geopolitical conflict, whether it's some supply chain issue, pandemic. I would just be, it'd be hard pressed to find the lack of a giant headline this year. And I think that will be the quote unquote black swan that will enable to, give ammunition to the Fed, whether it's the housing market, crashing or something in Wall Street or just, just some kind of a conflict overseas that we get involved in. I don't
think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. I don't think there's a conflict coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just giving examples, I just think something's going to happen this year that'll give the Fed an excuse. We're not going to have a quiet 2023 where nothing happens. Maybe we do, but I just think that every year you go back in history, there's always some kind of catastrophic event that happens, and you could just use that as ammunition. And I think that's they're gonna play on that. Be like, hey, times have changed. We got to turn the money printers on.
New kind of flu. There's a new flu that comes out. Always got a new flu. New flu, new me.
Don't get canceled.
Oh, hey. What next?
So let's move on to some other big news. So a lot of layoffs happening. So this is important because this is what the Fed looks at. They said the job market is strong. We will continue to hike rates. We will stay hawkish. They want to see real wage growth go down, which is not going to happen as long as inflation is up. They also want to see the jobs market come back into balance. They want to see less demand and more supply. Or sorry, the other way around, or whatever. We're starting to start with Goldman Sachs. They're cutting up to 3,200 employees this week as Wall Street girds for a tough year. That amounts to 6.5% of their employees. But more relatable to our space is Coinbase, as they are laying off 950 employees, which is approximately 25% of their staff. Today, Coinbase announced their more sweeping layoffs, citing the ongoing market conditions impacting the crypto economy. In an 8K filing with the SEC, the firm said that this restructuring would cut the firm's headcount by approximately 950 employees. The cost to do so, tallying severance packages, could range up to $163 million. The layoffs are expected to conclude by the second quarter of 2023. Coinbase first began slimming its workforce back in June of 2022, cutting 18% of its staff at the time. They're planning for the worst, hoping for the best. Is Coinbase in trouble, Ben?
No, Coinbase is not in trouble. This is what I'm thinking, though. As we're sitting here reading this, we're reading about Amazon laying people off. We're reading about Digital Currency Group laying people off. Do you think there's coordination between top companies, Goldman Sachs, to get these numbers going in the right direction?
I think that they wait for another big company to break the news because they don't want to take a big hit on the PR side.
Yeah.
So, if Coinbase times their layoffs with Amazon and Goldman Sachs, it isn't quite such a headline. It's just another company in the shuffle. If Coinbase would have did this 2 months ago, I think it might have been more dramatic impact to their stock price. Yeah. So I think they're just looking for timing, so that way it doesn't impact their stock price quite as heavily.
Yeah, but when it comes to laying all these people off, right? the jobs report was bad, right? It was good, but it's bad. Okay, because recession, you need the numbers to be going the other way. You need payrolls to be going down. You need unemployment to be going up. That's actually when you get towards the end of a recession. Are companies trying to intentionally let employees go? I mean, Amazon, 10,000 people, that's a lot of people, right? Or however many it was they let go. 3,200 people, that's a lot of people get let go. Are they coordinating and trying to do this to go and get the numbers in the right direction? What do you think, David?
I honestly think there's such the jobs market is so off kilter. You had all these people, you had the boomers back, when COVID happened, they just never went back to work.
Yeah.
So there's this big void. And so that's another reason inflation is so high is because these companies, like even here in Vegas, I'm talking about $150,000 a year jobs, working 40 hours a week with full benefits.
The girls walking down the strip?
No, just
feathers?
like those. Well, those they're
They make good money,
gig
man.
workers.
They make like $250,000 a year.
Cash, tax free.
Yeah. Those girls that take
we know
photos.
because one of our friends used to have his wife was one of them. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, even Vegas with that kind of job, they're having a hard time finding quality people. And so imagine if it's happening in Vegas, what's going on? So I think it's so off kilter that even with all these job cuts, I don't think that we're going to see 7, 8, 9% unemployment like the Fed wants to see. We saw 8, 9, 10% back in 2008. I don't think we're going to see that. I think that's too big of a void.
No, I think you're right. I don't think we're going to see anything that dramatic. I think everyone, here's a problem right now. When it comes to the macro, when it comes to our government, when it comes to the job reports, recession, everyone is expecting a gigantic disaster. Everyone's expecting 2008 all over again, 1990 all over again, Black Monday all over again, or Black Friday, whatever it was. I just don't think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see the numbers go, slowly but surely turn around. This is going to, I mean, look, nobody thinks that this is good for the economy, what's been going on recently, but it's also not going to be, I believe, the worst downturn we've ever seen. People are looking back at the 1920s and they're saying, oh, we had a pandemic and then it led into a depression and look at all this stuff that happened. Similar to what we've just seen. I just don't think we're going to see it. I mean, I think, things are a little bit different these days, and that, I think the bottom is pretty much in for almost everything. Maybe the stock market could go down a little bit further. But what is the SPY doing right now? Do you know? Is it going in the right direction over the last couple weeks?
I can pull up a chart here.
Yeah.
Also, one thing to keep an eye on too, as far as the Fed having to turn money printers back on, what if they're going to have to start bailing out some of these credit card companies or these banks? Credit card delinquencies are reaching levels that we have not seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So that's something I keep an eye on as well.
Why would you pay your credit card bills? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, they give you free money. Keep it.
Yeah, it was for sure free money that we have to pay 20 years from now. All right, so the SPY is actually...
They don't have debtors prison in the United States, David. Thank you.
I know. I mean, I did.
They didn't play the piano. Hey, welcome to BitBoy Crypto. Today we're playing the piano.
So it looks like the SPY is up a little bit today.
Up a little bit today. What can you look at the daily over the last year?
Yep.
Let's see what we're looking at here.
1 year daily. There you go.
Oh, I don't know.
And mostly a downtrend, right?
Mostly downtrend. Nothing to really break that downtrend at this point. Yeah. And look, we could see the stock market put in lower lows and Bitcoin not. But very interesting what's happening. Does it not feel like the things in the economy, like the disaster narrative, is kind of like going away a little bit? Like what's the big disaster that's about to happen soon? Anybody know?
No. Here's the thing, though. Okay, do you agree that when people expect something to happen, they just naturally do stuff and it ends up happening anyways? If they're expecting a recession, they're going to start selling risk on assets. The market's going to go down anyways, whether recession comes or not.
Well, a lot of times you flip the narrative. When everyone is extremely bearish, that's when you see some of the biggest breakouts, and vice versa. So I think you just got to kind of figure out where we stand on that.
Yeah. Jack Smacks Crypto Shack says, paraphrasing, but believing that the world is ready for another bull run is akin to thinking that someone who just soiled themselves at Chipotle deserves another helping of beans. Somebody get this man some beans. Okay, pinto, please, with some cheese. Look, it's not about a bull run. This is not about Bitcoin going to $100,000 by the end of 2023. It's about slowly turning around, building support, and solidarity in the crypto community at the base level, so that we get a floor to which eventually we can come up from. I think that's what we're seeing right now. I mean, what in the world is gonna if FTX and Digital Currency Group and all of these insolvencies was not enough to send Bitcoin down below, did not even go below $15,000. What is? I don't know. What's going to happen in the government over the next 2 or 3 months, but outside of a black swan, that people aren't already expecting? Like, it's not like they're going to come up with some kind of insane, crazy, okay, guys, we're totally pivoting and now we're reversing the rates. That's not happening. They're probably going to come and say, like, we may go up a little bit, we may go down a little bit. We're not cutting rates right now. I mean, we may go up a little bit, we may go up a little bit more over the next few months. The language is going to come out of the Fed is going to be very generic over the next month or so.
Yeah.
And so I just don't know what the thing everybody's waiting on is. Look, inflation's going the right way, right? Jobs, they don't seem to be going the right way, but yet we got all these companies now laying people off. So maybe the next month we'll see those going in the right way. And I just, I don't know. I just don't. Let's see, CPI number on Thursday.
Yep.
See what the earnings report is. Does anybody think any of those numbers are going to be shocking?
No.
Like absolutely shocking?
No.
No. A lot of stuff is baked in. So there's a lot of doomsday people out there. They're telling you that the market's going to zero and Bitcoin's going to go down to blah, blah, blah. But we built a lot of support here.
Well, after the 2018 bull run, during the bear market that followed, Bitcoin got as low as 3,000 and traded there for about 4 months. Now,
not 3,000. It traded probably around 4,000.
Yeah, but yeah,
it dropped to 3,200. Right.
32, and from November, for about 5 months, it was between
U-shape.
It was between 4,500 and 3,600. And then from there, it broke out, and it kind of traded sideways. Still the bear market, but now we were trading around 8,000. And I don't have my my laptop here.
It's technically
connected,
not a bear market. Technically, once at 3,200 is bull market.
Yeah. Now, do you think that we could see something similar this year, where instead of trading at say 16,000, maybe on the second half of the year, maybe during the 2023 bear market, or maybe we flip to the bull market, or whatever you want to call it? Do you think that we could find ourselves in some new zone where perhaps we're just trading at 40,000 or 35,000, and that's just kind of the floor for the rest of the year, even though we're not in that parabolic bull run yet?
Yeah, I believe we're going to see Bitcoin get between 25 and 30,000 in the next probably 8 weeks. We are going to break out at some point. We're going to start moving up. Now, maybe it's 8 to 12 weeks. But I do think we're going to head closer to $30,000, and then we're going to come back down, back probably in the low 20s. And I think we're going to hang out in the low 20s. I think the average price of this year, by the end of the year, will be $25,000. So to get there, that means we got to have a pump up above 30 at some point. It's got to pump back below 20 or dump back below 25K. I think we're going to spend most of the spring in between about 21 and 24, somewhere around that range. And then over the summer, early summer, I think we're going to get the big move. We're going to go up probably 38K, almost 40K. So 38K is my number. Could go up 40. You compare it to 2019 bear market or 2019 accumulation market, whatever you want to call it. We would actually see Bitcoin head closer to $50,000. We got a similar move. I don't think we're going to see that. I do think we're going to go 38K is the number I'm really looking at. There's a lot of support at 38K. Hard to get below that 38K number. People remember on my show last year, we said, hey, if it goes below 38, we're going to sell everything. It went below 38, and guess what we didn't do?
You're going to turn on 50X trading during...
Oh, yeah. Look, don't buy into all these people that tell you that it is dangerous. It's not dangerous. You're running stop loss. It's not dangerous. If you're confident in the way that that's going to go, you have a very tight stop loss. It's not dangerous. You'll lose maybe 2 or 3%. And if you called it the right way, it's going to go massively the other way. We've been using these indicators and they've been calling the right direction. So I'm sorry. I've turned, we've been trying to trade from 1 Bitcoin to 10 Bitcoin. What we're starting right now. Right now I'm at like 1.6 Bitcoin. So we're moving the right direction. And here's the thing. People get wrecked leverage trading because they don't listen to what people say. They say, oh, 50X is so crazy, it's so dangerous. Don't do it. And you know what people do? They say, oh, well, he can do it, I can do it. So they go 50x, and you know what they don't do? Set a stop loss, and they lose all their money. If you set a stop loss, you can't lose more than your stop loss. But people don't hear that. People hear the risk of 50x and how it's so incredibly, dangerous, and they still go in and they do it without a stop loss, and they lose all their money, and they blame me. They blame everybody else. Stop blaming other people. Blame yourself.
It's like options trading.
It is, but the important thing is, the most crucial aspect is figuring out, do you know where it's going to pivot at? And you can use indicators to do that. You can use TA to do that. And if you do that, you can lose 9 out of 10 50x trades. You lose 9 out of 10. You lose 3%, 9 times. But then the one time you get it right and it goes in the right direction, you can do very well. But I don't suggest anybody do more than 5 to 10.
What about the BitLab Academy? You can get a little bit more insight in trading, right?
Yeah, absolutely. On BitLab Academy, we also have Discord server available within that. So I'm just telling you what I do. I'm telling you what I do. I literally, that's what I did. I'm running 49x right now. So. And I'm kind of a crackhead. I'm sorry. Where's that leverage? You got that leverage? You got that leverage? We got the leverage?
All right, Dave Chappelle.
So that Bitcoin.
Let me ask you, what are your thoughts on Mark Cuban?
I go back and forth on him. Does he like Kevin O'Leary?
I don't know, but
if he likes Kevin O'Leary, he's a scammer, period.
Well, they're on the same show, the Shark Tank.
Yeah, well, we're on the same show, and I'm certainly not a scammer.
He also was promoting Voyager. I mean, I don't think he knew anything.
You can't blame anybody for promoting Celsius, Voyager, FTX. Yeah. None of us knew it was going to,
But it has put a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Mark Cuban is getting a bad taste put in his mouth that he is going to be deposed in February over the Voyager promotions. Billionaire Mark Cuban is set to be deposed on February 2nd in Dallas, Texas over his promotions of the now defunct crypto lender Voyager Digital. The Dallas Mavericks owner will be deposed as part of the class action lawsuit filed by Voyager investors. There's a quote from the plaintiff's counsel. We have been litigating on behalf of hundreds of injured Voyager investors for more than a year and will finally be able to uncover evidence of what transpired and fully understand to what extent Mr. Cuban and his Dallas Mavericks were involved in the offering of these unregistered securities and to what extent he was to profit. I am seeing a trend. Anytime someone files a lawsuit against a project or a coin or it's unregistered securities. They were offering unregistered securities. At what point is it up to the investor to take some accountability? Like, no one put a gun to your head and said, you should buy that coin.
Yeah.
Right? People talk about projects all the time. People get paid to promote all the time. I get emails all the time. Every single email, I'm like, oh my God, this person said I should buy it, so I'm going to buy it. At what point is it
buy penny stocks?
At what point is it on the consumer versus on the people that are talking about it or promoting it?
Well, I think it depends on the message that they've been given. And I think if we go back to, the last year or a year and a half, I think we kind of all did a bad job. Like when it comes to literally trying to express, hey, put your money on there, but you may lose it all. Like that's a fact, and I don't think a lot of us understood the risks of a big exchange like Celsius or Voyager. A lot of us didn't like Coinbase. You remember when the story came out about Coinbase, like where they said, hey, if we lose all our money, y'all are going to lose all your money too. Like, do you remember that article that came out last year?
Yeah.
And we laughed at it. Everybody laughed. Yeah, they got to say that, but definitely Coinbase is not going to lose all their money. Am I laughing now? Does anybody think that's not possible now? We all think that's possible now. It's within the realm of possibility. The thing coming to unregistered securities is which unregistered securities? Which ones? Which ones? Do we know? Because
apparently Gary Gensler knows. He just hasn't told us yet.
Gary Gensler says they're all unregistered securities. But for a class action lawsuit to go after someone like Mark Cuban and say he was pushing unregistered securities, we need to know from the actual court, from the SEC, like what actually is an unregistered security. Now, if Voyager was selling library, LBRY, which they weren't, but if they were, then they could go after that because that's been officially declared a security.
Right.
If they were going, what other coins have been officially declared securities?
Yeah.
That's it. I know of. I don't know any other ones that have lost their case. We know that, I guess, BitConnect, they lost their case. So there's some out there, but none that Voyager was selling that I know of. Now, if FTT gets declared officially security, was FTT on Voyager? I don't know, maybe.
I think it was.
But how far away are we from that officially getting declared security? How many years are we? The closest thing to getting considered security time-wise in a court case would be Ripple.
Yeah.
Do we think Ripple's going to get declared security? I don't think so. Do you think so? It's coming back on. It's coming back on. Okay.
All right.
Oh, there we are. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I don't know if people heard that question there, which was, should celebrities be scared to promote crypto?
Yes.
The answer is yes. They should be scared. Crypto influencers, should you be scared to promote crypto? Yeah, at this point, everybody should be. Everyone should be scared to promote crypto. Why? Because we don't have crypto regulation, and we don't have, Gary Gensler has not done his job, and he's not providing anybody with clarity. So no one knows what you're supposed to be doing. And that is a big problem. That's why Gary Gensler, from what I hear, is on his way out. So
Interesting.
we ain't gonna go hard on Gary anymore. Like, I'm not gonna go hard on Gary anymore. Gary's out. Gary's on the way out. By us continuing to basically talk about how bad Gary Gensler is, we're just wasting our time. We need to be more concerned about who's coming in after him.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wanna pivot.
Pivot.
Like Miss Jen Psaki used to say all the time, who was the White House press secretary. She used to say, we're gonna pivot to Cameron Winklevoss.
Okay.
So he has officially requested that Barry Silbert step down as CEO.
Yeah.
Said there is no path forward as long as Barry Silbert remains CEO of DCG. In an open letter he penned to the board of Digital Currency Group, saying Barry Silbert was unfit to run the company. In the January 10th letter, Winklevoss claims Silbert and Genesis had defrauded more than 340,000 users who were part of Gemini's Earn program. He claimed Silbert, DCG, and Genesis orchestrated, quote, a carefully crafted campaign of lies starting in July 2022 in an effort to show DCG had injected the funds into Genesis by including a 10-year promissory note as part of its assets. These misrepresentations were a sleight of hand designed to make it appear as if Genesis was solvent and able to meet its obligations to lenders without DCG actually committing to the financial support necessary to make this true. DCG wanted to have its cake and eat it too. That kind of rhymes. Sounded kind of cool. So do they have a point here? What are you, so we know you think this is already baked into the price, right? Forget about the price of Bitcoin. Yeah. What kind of ripple effect will this have maybe on sentiment, maybe on other investors coming in, whether it's, I don't know, VCs or hedge funds or whatever the case may be. What are your thoughts here with this whole Winklevoss DCG drama?
Yeah, the average person doesn't care. You know who cares about this? Person who has money locked up on Gemini Earn, which you guys have money locked up on Gemini Earn?
No.
I don't. Nobody I know does, which is interesting. Gemini is really, now we have a custodian account there. Gemini is custodian, for a lot of people in the United States. They've got the BIT license they're approved for. So I think that, look, it is a big story, but I don't think people are waiting like this is going to determine the future of their investments. $900 million on the Gemini Earn program, is that a lot of money? How much money is $900 million?
That's 100 million short of $1 billion.
Okay.
And I was really good at math.
Great job.
Thank you.
You spread that over the United States across all investors that are in on that. Is it that much really? I don't know. I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on the price. It hasn't had a huge impact on the price. I think the bigger story here is when you look at what he was saying about the promissory note and how they were trying to show that they were solvent. Why were they doing this? Because Barry Silbert in his back pocket always knew he could bail him out if he had to with his personal investments in Circle and personal investments in Polygon. And that's what he's really been trying to leverage. Now, weren't we told that these decisions had to be made by Friday, last Friday?
Yes.
And did they get made?
No.
Is the currency group bankrupt right now?
No.
Okay.
Genesis actually did file a statement saying they need more time.
For who? Against who?
To come back online to open up withdrawals again.
That's
great.
not happening.
So I think when you're looking at the manipulation of leveraging personal investments from Barry Silbert, you're looking at leveraging other people's money. You're looking at it's just a world of crazy leverage out there that these large scale companies have been using to be able to remain solvent and to look solvent. It's not important to remain solvent. It's important to look solvent because if you look insolvent,
that's a sad reality.
That's bank run, and you get all your money is going to be gone if people come and start removing it. But I think looking at Silvergate is very fascinating, and their relationship to this whole thing. I guess our Silvergate video is coming out tonight. I guess thought it was going to come out last night. Once again, if you do not come and roast me with my leather jacket that I cannot believe I wore it.
Are you asking people to come roast you?
Yeah, I see. Here's the thing. It's kind of like this. I'm expecting to get roasted, and so if I encourage people to come roast it, they won't. Now I can't get hurt.
Can we do a reaction video to it?
I can't get hurt.
Like
reaction video to this.
Let me ask you this question, Ben. So I was actually looking for this on Gemini's website, but Gemini on their Earn website said in the disclaimer said they use Genesis Global. They also said every few months they audit these companies to make sure that they're up to par. In this letter, he's saying for months we knew that you were insolvent, you were playing tricks. So how much accountability should the Winklevoss twins take in not doing what they said they were going to do in the due diligence of making sure that their third-party vendor Genesis was up and running and solvent and doing the right thing?
What a good point.
That's the entire thing. That's the entire thing. That's why the Winklevoss twins are doing this, because they know.
You think it's a PR stunt?
No, they know they were negligent. They know they were negligent. They knew there was a problem before this happened. They're getting sued. There's a class action lawsuit against the Winklevoss twins. And guess what they can't do? File bankruptcy to prevent it.
Right.
That's the big difference between what we're seeing now with Gemini and the Winklevoss twins compared to what you saw with FTX and Sam, Alex and Celsius, Stephen Earlett and Voyager. They all filed bankruptcy. So you can't come after them with a class action lawsuit the same way that you could before. So now what they're trying to do is they're trying to shift the blame and really push this all on Digital Currency Group and Genesis and Barry Silbert. They knew. Guys, I'm telling you, the big scam that's going to come out of all this over the next few months is you're going to start to find out who knew and who didn't know. And when you get the picture of all the big players that knew about all this house of cards and they continued encouraging people to put money on their exchanges and on their sites, that's where we may get criminal action down the road. And it's going to be very concerned. I'm not saying it's going to be the Winklevoss twins for sure, but I think Kevin O'Leary is going to be involved. I think you're going to look at criminal charges for Kevin O'Leary.
Really?
I absolutely. He knew for a fact that FTX was insolvent. He knew it for a fact. He was out there actively trying to raise money to fill the insolvency holes and was also out there encouraging people to continue to put money on FTX. That's criminal. I don't know how else you would say that. If you knew there was no money on an exchange and you're encouraging customers to put money on that exchange so that in the background, Alameda could take those funds when they're the customers, and you knew there's not the money to back that, I don't know how you can do anything but criminal charges for that.
That's interesting. I don't have a comment on that, but I guess I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, if that's true, like,
Yeah.
if what I'm saying is true, you don't have a comment on that?
I don't know.
Or you don't want to speculate. You don't want to speculate
I
that
don't
it's
want to
true or not.
speculate. I don't want to.
But if it is true, if it's true that someone knew that an exchange was insolvent and continued to ask customers to put money on there,
yes, that's fraud.
that's criminal.
That's criminal.
Okay, that's all I want him.
Yes.
He, you know what, David? You're angling to get Kevin O'Leary on your show. I know what you're doing. You're angling to get him on the show.
If I get him on the show, if I get him on the show, we might sneak you in the back door. That might break the internet. Who knows?
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
All right, let's move on to Flare Network and XRP. If you are an XRP fan, do us a favor, throw an X in the chat. I was an XRP hater, I will admit it. I said that XRP is not exciting. XRP is boring. XRP is in a lawsuit. And then I started doing research, and I am coming clean today. I was wrong, and I was just under-researched.
Yeah.
Now I do enjoy XRP, so.
You believe the memes. You believe the memes.
No,
and you've gotten outside the memes now.
I just didn't take the time to really dig into XRP Ledger and the NFT and everything. And so here I am today. I'm a changed man. But speaking of Flare, so Flare tokens were airdropped to XRP holders after 2 years. But the bad news, the FLR price plummeted as it did go up and then came right back down. Flare's token were finally distributed to XRP holders starting Monday night after nearly a 2-year-long wait in an event that generated massive chatter among community members. The tokens were dumped almost immediately by recipients, which is kind of, if you weren't expecting that, then I don't know what to tell you. Over 4.28 billion FLR tokens were shared and distributed to XRP holders who held at least one token during a snapshot in December of 2020. It was also wasn't it when the lawsuit was filed as well? On his way out, Mr. Clayton filed the lawsuit on his way out. So the airdrop was conducted on a 1-to-1 basis, meaning for every XRP token you held, you got one Flare token. The tokens were priced initially at 5 cents amid low liquidity on Mexi Global before tripling to 15 cents as exchanges such as OKX and Kraken joined and liquidity increased. The price then slumped to 2 cents. So a lot of volatility. Again, something you should definitely expect with airdrops. Think about it. If you just got airdrop 10K, why are you going to sit on it? Right? What are your thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, it depends on if you think it's going to go up or down. You know, I mean, if you think it's going to go down in the short term, then you probably sell it. If you think it's going to go up in the short term, then you probably hold on to it. But most people during a bear market look, what is Flare token going to do? Is Flare token going to be a top 10 project in the world of crypto?
It
would be hard to say. Yeah. Most likely no, right? So during this bear market, are there coins that you would rather sell to get something that you do think is going to be a bigger riser in the bull run? And look, Flare is legit. I think it's going to have some action. I think what you're seeing is a lot of people right now, as they're preparing for the lawsuit to end this year, they're probably selling those Flare tokens and buy more XRP with it. That's what do you feel more confident in, XRP or Flare?
XRP.
Absolutely. So why would you sit on it? So I don't blame people for selling it. I haven't sold it.
You still have your Flare tokens?
Got them somewhere. I don't know where they're at.
They're in a wallet.
People really think that I really manage my crypto. I have no idea where most of it is.
Well, you don't manage your crypto?
Well, I have a CFO.
I'm kidding.
All of our crypto is corporate crypto.
Yeah.
I don't own any personal crypto outside of what I'm leverage trading with right now. So because of that, I don't even know where my Flare tokens are. No idea. I know we got some somewhere.
I didn't get any Flare tokens because I was not holding XRP back in 2020. I was in the negative state of mind that I had previously said I was.
Yeah. We welcome you to the XRP army, David.
Thank you.
We welcome you.
Is this my ceremony here?
Yeah, here it is.
Officially?
Oh, we salute you, David. XRP army.
You drop the thumbs button on each shoulder.
We separate our X to give you a hug.
Wow. Thank you so much. I feel honored, guys.
Hey, if you want to really do a really cool thing, just walk up to your buddy and give him a hug, but do the XRP in the back.
That could also be the Wakanda hug.
The Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
What is Wakanda hug? I don't know.
You've never seen Black Panther?
No, I haven't.
You uncultured swine.
Rip Chad Boseman.
Unacceptable.
Rip Chad Boseman. Should they have ended?
Rocco, take him off camera. He doesn't
Should they
deserve
have
it.
ended Black Panther after Chad Boseman died?
Man, I was a little okay. I was just gonna ask you, but I don't want to veer too much off topic.
Yeah.
I was a little
Because you blame me and
Disappointed.
Robin for going off topic, don't you?
yeah. So you guys go off topic enough, so I try to rein everything back in. But now I'm going off topic.
Yeah.
I was a little underwhelmed on Black Panther 2. I expected something with Chadwick in there. I know he was there for half the filming. Rest his soul. He passed away from
Rip.
cancer.
Yep.
But what? I know you got kids, so I know you probably saw it.
I haven't seen the second one.
You haven't seen the second one?
No, I boycott the second one. I'm not going to see it.
Okay.
Chadwick Boseman gone? Sorry, I'm going to see it.
Yeah, Chadwick was such an
You got
amazing actor.
you got to respect, like, at some point, when you got a celebrity that dies, it's very sad. You honor the memory, and you just move on. You don't need a second Black Panther.
Well, that's
movie.
not what Fast and Furious did. Paul Walker died and did 20 more.
Yeah.
And then you had the Batman with the Joker. Remember the original
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, Keith Ledger. He passed away.
Yeah, well, he was a standalone character in the second one, and he died at the end of the second one, and obviously in real life and in the movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit different. If the character dies in the movie, then you can continue it. But if the character doesn't just die, you got to respect it. I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. I'm not thrilled with a second Black Panther movie because of that. So, and also, can I just say this? I'm done with Marvel anyways. Did I say this yesterday on the show?
You're done with Marvel?
I'm done with Marvel. I'm done with Star Wars.
Why?
I'm done with both of them.
What?
Disney's ruining both.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm not a nerd. I'm not a purist. When I see Star Wars, I will go see it one time in the theater, and that was pretty much it. Same thing with Marvel movies. The whole point is you're invested in these stories because there's a lot of them, but they're spread out over time. And if you miss one episode or you miss one movie, you might not get a reference in the rest of them. But yet now they've oversaturated them to the point you can't even watch them all. There's too many. There's too many to watch. What is the latest Star Wars show? What's the latest one?
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
No, there's another one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't follow.
See, people don't even know. I tell you this. I tried to watch that Scarlet Witch show, WandaVision. The worst show I've ever seen.
That was not good.
74X. That's the day I decided I was done with
It's
Marvel.
a lot of leverage.
Yeah, you know what? Short the Marvel market. Short it. Short it.
Shut the market.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, to kind of end the show here, I want to ask you a trivia question.
Yeah.
Out of every ICO that's had since the inception of the crypto market, which one do you think has brought the most ROI from the date the token was released until today? No. The most X's.
Well, I know the top coin for X's in 2017 was IOTA. So I know IOTA's got to be up there. IOTA's, it's
Everything's number one, just ever.
ICO. What? It has to be an ICO, right? So it can't be.
It has to be an
Shiba.
ICO. Has to be an
Can't be
ICO.
Dogecoin.
Nope.
Can't
Can't be Bitcoin.
Can't be Bitcoin. Can't.
The answer is
Ethereum.
yes.
It is Ethereum, and it's Ethereum because it's held so well and it's consistently performed, not one gigantic dramatic movement.
So this is pretty cool. This is CryptoRank.io if anyone wants to use this. So you can so popular here. So ETH from the moment it had its ICO at 31 cents is up 4280x, 4200x, followed by BNB, Polygon. You did mention IOTA.
How about that? There it is, number
four. And
nobody would have thought that.
Guys, this is only the top 100, okay? Just the top 100, nothing outside the top 100. And then Cardano.
Yeah.
Cardano, 132x, and the Cosmos 111x.
They say it's a scam.
Cardano's a scam?
So some people say.
I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, that's just ignorance to me. If you're saying Cardano's a scam, yeah.
What about people that say Cardano?
Yeah.
No. What about people that say Cardona?
I don't know. Cardano.
You never
I
met a
can't.
Cardona person?
I can't do Cardano.
What about Cardani? That's what you call multiple Cardanos. Cardani. XRP. I like it.
Oh, man.
Carnadian?
Yeah. Anyways,
David, this show's gone off the rails because of you.
which is perfect timing because I'm pretty sure we're done unless you want to continue.
No.
I know you got a flight.
No. Go Georgia Bulldogs. I'm going to go back to Atlanta.
Go Dogs. What time's your flight here?
Flight is at 4, but I got word that they will not give me a late checkout at the hotel. So.
Yes. You gotta check it out.
Cosmopolitan, very disappointed in you. Allison, can you call the Cosmopolitan and double check and say, do you understand who needs a late checkout?
Allison,
Do you have American Express?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Guys, I don't have credit cards because I refuse to pay the bills.
Well, if you did, you get a late checkout.
Really?
Yeah, you can check out by 4 o'clock guaranteed.
Wow.
If you book your room with American Express.
Wow. That's why we pay $700 a year for
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's it. Well,
All right.
Say.
So today I want to, Ben, if it's okay with you, I'd like to end your show with my patented finger tornado.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Rocco?
That's it.
That was it.
And then we have to cue the music, and then I do my little spiel at the end and say, friends and family, family and friends, we thank you so much for joining us today on BitBoy / Sin City Crypto podcast on YouTube. And then, Ben, you take it away.
Yeah, guys, thanks for hosting us again.
And my pleasure, man.
Sensei Crypto. Make sure to go subscribe to Sensei Crypto. They're going to be doing their live stream a little bit later today, in like an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, if you're a Gala fan, we got a lot of Gala coverage.
A lot of
45
Gala.
minutes.
Yeah, Gala's been pumping.
Gala.
People hate me.
Yeah.
Salon and Gala only exist to spite my life.
This is true.
But look, guys, it's been a great time having out here. I drove to LA and back last night. Absolutely insane. Do not suggest that. To watch Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship. We're going back to Georgia today. Back in the studio tomorrow. I got
Amazing.
blessed. David
You're gonna hang out at the parade party?
parade party.
Didn't you always have a parade for national championship?
I guess so. Yeah, go. No, I don't do the parades. I'm not a parade guy. Not a parade guy. Okay, be blessed.